Let's be real for a second, no one actually thought this day would come. Not Beyonce, not Jay-Z, and definitely not Rymir Satterthwaite, the man who's been fighting for years to prove his claim. But here we are. A courtroom just did what no rumor, no diss track, no tabloid headline ever could. It blew the Carter empire wide open. Half. That's the number. Half of Jay-Z's fortune has now been legally awarded to Rymir, the man claiming to be his son. And this wasn't a stunt, or some backroom handshake deal. This was real. Real enough to shake the foundations of Jay-Z's empire and send shockwaves straight into Beyonce's financial world. Behind the scenes, sources say Beyonce is breaking down, not the polished red carpet queen the world knows, but a woman, in tears, hurt, blindsided, and furious as the life she helped build begins slipping through her hands. Because this isn't just about Jay-Z's past haunting him, it's about their entire dynasty being torn apart, thread by thread. And here's the kicker. This isn't a tabloid scandal that dies in a week. This is legal. Final. On paper. A judge reviewed the facts and decided Jay-Z owes Rymir a share of the empire. Not hush money, not a quiet settlement, half of everything, including assets tied to Beyonce's name. Think about that. The homes, the companies, the tours, the royalties. Their money and business are so tangled that even if Beyonce wanted out, unwinding it all would be a financial disaster of epic proportions. This is where things get really dark. Beyonce has built her image on grace and control, but insiders whisper she feels trapped. This isn't just an affair. Resurfacing, it's another woman's child now holding power over her family's wealth. She never signed up for this, and quietly, she may already be preparing to walk away. Those divorce rumors, they're not just gossip anymore. People close to her layers, business advisors, even partners say she's started moving assets, drawing hard lines around Parkwood Entertainment, Ivy Park, and every venture she created with her own hands. She isn't doing it out of spite. She's doing it to survive. Because here's the truth. Beyonce might love Jay-Z. She might have forgiven him before Lemonade made that clear. But love doesn't pay lawyers, and love doesn't protect an empire when the government starts slicing up joint assets. For Beyonce, this isn't just personal anymore, it's a brand crisis. And this ruling may only be the beginning. Insiders whisper Rymir may not be the only one. Old claims, forgotten names, suddenly they don't sound so impossible anymore. Some even suggest Jay-Z has paid people off before to stay quiet. If more step forward, if even one more case sticks, this isn't just family drama. It's the dismantling of the Carter dynasty. Right now, Beyonce looks like a queen stranded on a battlefield. She never asked to step on watching the very empire she poured her soul into begin to crumble around her. Jay-Z isn't just dealing with a legal headache. He's watching the carefully crafted myth of his life unravel in real time. For years, he sold the world a narrative. The streetwise hustler who turned himself into a billionaire mogul. Untouchable in culture, unshakable in business. Every title, every brand, every handshake deal was part of the story. ROC Nation. Champagne lines, sports agencies, all designed to show power and permanence. But this court ruling ripped that illusion wide open. The truth is, that control was always more fragile than it seemed. And now, piece by piece, it's being ripped away. The empire isn't just losing cash, it's losing credibility. And credibility is the one thing business partners value. Most scandal, they hate it. Instability, even worse. And no corporation wants its name tied to lawsuits involving hidden children or buried secrets. Already, whispers say longtime collaborators are creating distance. Deals are stalling. Boardrooms are nervous. Investors are asking the questions no one ever dared before. Because no matter how many Grammys you've stacked up, no one wants to be linked to a collapsing dynasty. And as if that wasn't enough, there's new trouble. Fresh allegations completely separate from Rymir's case have now pulled Jay-Z's name into a civil assault lawsuit tied to another powerful figure in the industry. The claims are dark, disturbing, and exactly the type of headline that sends shockwaves through boardrooms. Whether true or not, perception alone is poison. Add that to Rymir's legal victory, and it's like pouring gasoline on an already raging fire. Meanwhile, Beyonce is moving with precision. Insiders say she's holding private meetings with her legal and financial teams, restructuring assets, moving paperwork, building walls around her empire before Jay-Z's problems infect her businesses. Ivy Park is being insulated. Parkwood Entertainment is being fortified. Her music rights locked down. She isn't waiting for the courts to decide where the money goes. She's protecting her kingdom before they even try. Which leads to the million-dollar question. Is a split already in motion? Because moves like this aren't about simple accounting. They're about survival, freedom, and making sure when the dust settles, you're not left holding someone else's wreckage. What's shocking is how few people believed this day would come. Jay-Z has dodged bullets for decades. Accusations, rumors, lawsuits, he always managed to slip away. Most thought he'd outrun it all forever, but not this time. The courts finally caught up, and the brutal truth, this wasn't about fame or influence. It came down to negligence, his silence. his refusal to act, his arrogance, and that silence has now cost him almost everything. The internet, of course, is on fire. Fans are divided. Some defend Jay-Z, calling this a legal overreach. Others say it's karma, that this is the moment the truth finally caught up to him. But while the world argues online, the real storm is unfolding behind closed doors. Accountants tearing through decades of financial records, lawyers drafting airtight exit plans, and an empire once seen as bulletproof, showing cracks at every single seam. This story was never just about an alleged son or a betrayed wife, it's about power, how it's built, how it's lost, and what happens when even cultural giants are forced to face the ghosts of their past. Jay-Z has always reminded the world, "I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman." But now, he is the business under fire, and no glossy brand campaign can hide what's stamped in legal documents. Beyonce, on the other hand, has always mastered the art of silence. That's part of her legend. While others chase headlines, she shapes her image like a luxury label, controlled, flawless, untouchable. But this time, silence may not be an option. The court ruling didn't just shake Jay-Z's empire, it dragged her directly into the storm. Her name is on joint accounts. Her signature is on corporate filings. Her face is on every brand now, being dissected line by line in court, and the clock is ticking. Fans are asking tough questions. How much did she know? Did she see this storm coming and decide to stay quiet? Or was she just as blindsided as the rest of us? The internet isn't kind. Some insist she stayed for the Carter brand. Others believe she's been planning her escape for years. Whatever the truth, the perception is slipping from her control. Behind the scenes, whispers are loud. Industry insiders claim she's already securing her empire. Property quietly retitled, music catalogs reevaluated, touring contracts restructured. It's like watching someone pack away their crown jewels before the fire consumes the castle. She isn't posting, ranting, or lashing out. She's preparing, but the emotional weight is something no business move can erase. Beyonce isn't just a mogul, she's a wife, a mother, a woman who's already endured public betrayal once. She turned that pain into art, into lemonade. But this isn't a metaphor she can control. This is legal warfare, dynasty-level destruction. And if Jay-Z really has other children out there, real or alleged, the fallout doesn't just wound her heart, it scars her legacy, her children's future, her very name. And the worst part, it might only be the beginning. Rymir's courtroom win has already emboldened others. There's chatter that another woman, Letitia, who once claimed to be Jay-Z's daughter, may resurface. Her story was dismissed before, but now, with this precedent, all it takes is one sympathetic judge. Even a small win for her could unleash a flood of claims that bury what's left of the Carter dynasty. For Jay-Z, this is nightmare territory. Every hidden dollar, every silent settlement, every alleged hush agreement, if any of it exists, could now be dragged into daylight. Discovery in court doesn't care about celebrity, and business partners are already bracing. Agencies, platforms, luxury brands, they don't want their names dragged into a billion-dollar bloodline scandal, because this empire was never just about music. It was real estate, fashion, tech, sports, streaming, influence, a dynasty built to look untouchable. And now, it's cracking from the inside out. If Beyonce walks away, it won't just be a divorce. It'll be a message, a declaration that she refuses to sink with the ship. What happens next won't just shape their lives. It could redefine the next decade of celebrity culture, because if Beyonce speaks, the world listens. If she moves, the industry follows. All eyes are on her now. Not as Jay-Z's wife, not as one half of a power couple, but as a woman deciding whether to protect her crown or cling to a kingdom that may already be lost. The queen doesn't speak often, but right now, every silent move she makes could rewrite the rules of power, loyalty, and survival itself.